It's live.
Okay. Hello, people. This is a scene in a game called Changeling. It's a decent game. It's not too bad. It's going. And today, it's going to be set in the Changeling market, at least for the moment, until I have to disappear and there's no more voice of the dreaming that's telling you guys that, ha! So, the Changeling market is still looking pretty rough, honestly. Everything considered, it's looking pretty rough. There aren't a lot of stalls that are open. This plague has been spreading viciously through the market, catching like wildfire. But there are still a few brave souls who are like, man, fuck y'all, we got bills to pay. And, well, they do. They got bills to pay. So they out there working. They are doing what they gotta do. The food could look better. Like the fresh produce, looking a little, it's not looking too great. But, you know, it's the best that they've got right now. The cabbages and the lettuce, my cabbages, are a little wilted. Apples are slightly bruised. There is actually, you know, a dude in the back, it's an Eshu, screaming about his cabbages. You don't know what's wrong with his cabbages, but he's screaming about his cabbages. Oh, hello.
I felt a sudden urge to strike his cabbage cart with lightning. Continue.
He would just scream louder. It would just be one gigantic scream. The giantess is back. She ain't looking too grand. But she's just chilling there in like a corner, her little corner. They have created a massive pillow for her for some reason. You know, instead of like bringing her to like a really big house or anything, they just made her a pillow, and yeah, she's chilling there once again with the few kids that are out. I say few kids. There's like one childling out there today because everybody else's parents were like, not with this sickness. But it is what it is. And overall, it's a kind of sad, yet oddly peaceful kind of atmosphere that is around the market currently. Peaceful in the sense that it's kind of like the tranquility before a storm. Because, oh, it's coming. It's coming. Yes.
Foreshadowing.
Oh, dude, I love foreshadowing. Like, I don't even think you understand. I drop so much foreshadowing.
Dun dun dun.
Could you stop screaming, please? What is the matter with you? But yeah.
He said no.
Yeah, he fucking did. But anyway, yes, you guys do what you wish now.
Ale, that's my line.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's okay if I come with you.
Sure.
Because I can't hello there in Slua, sadly.
Well, I can. Hello there in Troll.
Oh, yes, you can. May you go ahead.
I'm trying to work out something. I'm trying to work out if even on the back of Tintagel's horse, would you still be roughly of a height with him? Like, would he be looking into your eyes if he was on his horse?
I would be a little bit taller than him still.
Wait,
how tall are you?
You're taller than what?
Oh no, he's on a horse now, and he will be taller than me.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Well, no, I was asking because I was thinking that fucking troll height.
Oh no, not there yet. Soon.
Troll height is about 8 feet.
Nah, not there.
7.5, 8 feet. Yeah. So hang on, I'm trying to work that out. If I was sitting on a horse, I would be ever so slightly above you, but not by much.
Pretty much.
Like, oh, hello there. Oh, hello there. Oh, yes, I will have this. Oh.
There would be the sound of kind of cobble of iron on cobblestones as Tintagel kind of trots on the back of his flaming steed, because hashtag I have a Rapidash that I need to take out. I actually should. Eventually, I'll name the Rapidash.
Tyrants won't even name your own mount.
Yes.
Question mark.
He'll bring Aja with him. So there's another very large troll. He's actually come to the Changeling Market to speak to the giantess, who's apparently returned. But I am happy to be kind of distracted by other people before I reach the giantess.
Oh, hello there.
The she will look. He was going to look down for the hello there, but he's like he looks down, sees Frogra's chest, looks up, kind of gets to the eye contact level, and he's just like, good evening.
How do you do, Count?
Tired. The sickness continues to spread. Morale is plummeting, and yet people, all they seem to want is answers. Unfortunately, answers are very slow to be given.
So, true.
If the count sees to the right of Frauger, he might be able to see the Slua just standing still there, sluaing.
Fuck is sluaing?
Yeah, it's an old art of the Slua, my friend.
I know terror now.
It's
Not
Slua,
yet.
obviously.
He will say, indeed. So, I assume that you are at least still well and healthy in that case, Master Troll.
Oh, that I am, Count. Thank you for your concern.
For the record, Tintagel looks exhausted as a person. Like, his eyes, even like though she can never be made to look, silly or weird by the dreaming, etc. His eyes still have deep welts under them from lack of sleep, and he looks very haggard because he hasn't been sleeping at all well or often.
A cup of tea will be offered to the haggard, Titangel. Like, do you like some tea?
Do you always elongate your vowel sounds like that?
Yes. It's a mannerism. Hi.
He kind of looks a little bit like, well, okay then. And he looks at Farengar or Fargra to try to kind of like, who the fuck is he? Kind of like.
Oh, this is Vete. He's a
Hi.
Slua.
I'm Vete. I'm a Slua. Hello.
This seems like a good place to come in. Kim, do I need to make a roll in order to fly with my wings, or can I just fly? Because I didn't see anything about that in the C20 book.
Nah, you can just fly.
Okay. So, upon seeing Vete and Farengar and Titangel there on horseback, Raven is just going to spread her wings, her big, beautiful swallowtail butterfly wings, and fly up to the point where she actually can look Farengar in the eye.
So did you just flutter up to Farengar's height?
Yes, she did.
Okay. So Farengar was going to say, Vete, this is Count Tintagel, flicker flame al duo.
He goes like, you might have a she in your face, Frogger.
Sorry, what was that? Yeah, it was kind of hard to hear.
Oh.
No, Farengar was introducing Tintagel with his full name and title and all that shit to Vete, and then he's distracted by the apparent 7 she that's flying right in front of him.
Yep, and Vete just said, you might have a she on your face.
Not on him.
He
Vete?
just stands there, staring at
It's
Raven.
nice to meet you again. How are you?
Hello. I'm fine, thank you.
By the way, I was offered a cup of tea, wasn't I?
Oh yeah, you have been offered a cup of tea that's still, there.
Is it like? Is it still like? Did you produce it from a thermos, or did you just spontaneously?
If you look to the right of Bete, it's been canon that he always carries a kettle.
I kind of can't disagree with that. He's gonna look down at the Slua, look at the cup of tea, look down at the. He'll pat it on the neck,
Yeah.
and he's going to take the cup of tea in his hands. Like, is there a saucer or is it just a cup?
It's a cup, a saucer, and a tiny, tiny wooden spoon.
Interesting. He's going to kind of hand the tea nonchalantly to his troll bodyguard to kind of take a sip of the tea to see if it's poisoned.
It's not poison.
I know, but this is what he do.
She's just gonna look over towards him.
Huh?
The troll's gonna look over at him. She's gonna say, I am your bodyguard, your knight. I'm not your taste tester.
That's fair. I need to get one of those. Make a note.
She'll roll her eyes.
He will smile, and he appears to smile genuinely before he will take the tea. He will drink it in like 2 or 3 long drafts because he actually clearly needed some kind of pick-me-up before he will say, Vete, that was your name, yes?
Yes.
He'll reach into a pouch hanging at his belt and he'll say, what do I owe you for that?
Oh no, please. It's just a little bit of tea.
As you say. In that case, it is a pleasure to make your acquaintance. Fargra has given our introduction, but I am Count Tintagel Flickerflame. Should you require anything, please do not hesitate to ask.
Yes, I have been already informed of the Count Magnanimous Grace, and he bows like top hat to the floor bow. Slua, of course, always in Slua.
It is also
Fargar
agreeable
is still
to see you
distracted
again.
by the she.
Yep.
It is also agreeable to see you again, Lady Celestis.
It is agreeable to see you again as well, Count. What's wrong with this one? And she'll point at Farengar.
You're fluttering on his face.
I broke him, didn't I?
Kind
No, he is merely. Tintagel will reach up a hand. He has to reach like all the way up, even kind of standing half on his tippy toes, to Farengar's ear, at which point he snaps his fingers to kind of like, come on, back to reality.
Oh, Vete, this is Count. And he'll just go the whole, so this is Count Tintagel Flickerflame of Dougal.
Yes. Thank you.
We have done the formal introductions. Thank you, Master Troll.
Oh. Oh, when was this? When was the oh? And then he sees the she again.
Oh god damn it.
Wild mind. I get distracted.
Yes. I was wondering, by the way, Master Troll, as I'm currently spending most of my hours awake, planning anyway, did you acquire a suitable, he contemplates, non-inflammatory yet comfortable place for your little friend to sleep?
I have a friend. I have a. I have a friend that has is a smith, so he can sleep over there in his furnace.
Ah, I see. Very agreeable. I was thinking more along the lines of I could make him something so you could keep him at your home, but have you found lodging as yet?
Oh yes, yes.
Very good. He will look at the newcomers and he'll put his. Actually, this is a perfect time for more newcomers to join us.
Yes, it is.
Where precisely are the newcomers joining anyway?
We're in the change.
We're in the changing market.
Imagine this medieval market that's been
But outside.
slightly abandoned because of the fucking plague that is going
I
on.
choose to point out, Max, we've all seen Hellboy 2. We're all good.
Outside or inside?
Outside
Outside.
of the market.
Yes.
And
Hark,
no,
newcomers.
The market that looks like the one in Hellboy is the Goblin Market, the Thelaine Market. This one looks more like being like a fucking medieval movie.
Probably
Just
looks like
more
something straight out of a rent.
Dun 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 dun.
With that lovely march to enter by, as if by strange coincidence or something. Yeah, Rhiannon will actually look up. She's been shopping. She has a shopping basket. She has a covered basket anyway. And I believe Manny is with her. So, yay for existing.
Curtis!
What?
Curtis!
Am I not audible?
Yes.
Yes.
But
Yeah, we
Curtis
can hear
not
you.
up
No,
there.
Curtis is.
We can hear you, but apparently Curtis is having mic issues.
Oh,
No.
I thought you guys could hear me. I'm sorry. I've been talking for the past 5 minutes.
Oh.
Oh, Curtis! Oh, Curtis!
No, basically,
Oh,
Manny would have been with Rhiannon. He would have, been very helpful. He would have insisted on carrying one of the shopping bags, which is probably like most of his size. You know, the short crew kind of walking through the market. But yeah, he'll be kind of happily following her, kind of as she's ticking off the list. So what have we got here? We got some fruits here. We got some things there. Is there anything else you needed?
I don't even know. There's just so much fascinating stuff I've never seen before.
I know. It's
Oh, hello.
Oh, hello there! How are you?
Damn it.
Yeah. I'm very good. Thank you.
Well, isn't that just great?
The she will casually turn his head to kind of look at there, very kind of gracefully turn his head to look down at the two approaching, because I'm led to understand both of them are actually quite short, so it's not difficult to physically look down at them.
Tiny.
Yep, Manny's
She
like 5'5".
is 4'11".
He will say, "Ah, yes, the baker. That was you, was it not?"
Yes, my lord. Your Excellency.
Ah, I see. It is agreeable to see you again.
It is a pleasure, as always. I hope we're not interrupting something.
No, not at all. He will then look at the boggin and he'll say, "My apologies. I've seen you, but we have never properly spoken."
I believe the apology is mine, Your Excellency. And he'll bow or get down on one knee, whatever's appropriate.
Nonsense. We all enjoy ourselves, and frankly, in these dark times, the ability to enjoy ourselves is more important than ever before. Please right yourself.
Yeah, he'll get back up his man. Of course, and he'll just suddenly perk up. My name is Manny, but a few other people around here call me Hodge. I work as an architect, but he'll just kind of glance around to all of the people. Your Excellency, you've amassed quite a gathering. Am Are we missing a celebration of something? He'll smile.
Interesting. You're an architect. That's why I found myself in Dublin. I'm currently working on a government contract to. I think myself and Kim said he was working on the Dublin Museum of Modern Art. I can't remember. It's been a really long time ago. But he will say whatever building he's contracted to work on.
Yeah, his eyes will immediately actually light up at this, and he'll tilt his head. He'll be like, "Oh, really? I'm afraid I'm only still interning in my firm, but I loved what you did with the glass structures outside."
He will nod and will say, "I've always enjoyed glass. It enables one to see so much light. I would be very interested, Mr. Hodge, and to see one or two of your sketches. Perhaps you can send them to me."
He'll just kind of nod, and then his kind of body shaking with this kind of nervous but excited energy. He'll be like, "Oh, of course, my lord. I'm afraid I'm not working on anything as grand. I'm working on a loft conversion at the minute, and a church conversion. I'd really like to do a barn conversion, but I don't know. They've gone out of vogue for some reason recently. But I'm afraid my taste is slightly more humble."
He will say, "My apologies. I need to put on my official hat for a moment here. You currently find yourself, as I'm sure you are all aware, in the Kingdom of Leinster in the... Kim, what is the name of the duchy? Duchy of the True Heart?
The Duchy of
What was that? Sorry? There was like a perfectly timed sneeze there to obscure what you said.
Give me a moment. It's on the thing. Of course, no one looks on the thing but me. The Duchy of the Just Heart.
I thought it was that, and he'll say, "You are currently in the Duchy of the Just Heart, ruled by His Grace Duke Maldrith. Am I to assume that this is the place where you all make your residences?"
Was he asking that in general, or just
Yes,
to...
he's asking that in general.
Oh, okay.
He said, like, he's basically asking the new faces. Is this where you make your residences?
The Slua will shake his head, still sporting a very big toothy smile, and you can see that his teeth are pointy and very dagger-like.
Out of character, Alejandro, does your character not live in Dublin?
He just arrived. Well, actually, a couple of weeks arrived.
Yes, but I'm asking. He's asking, do you live in Dublin, basically?
Yeah, he's answering yes. He lives in Dublin.
Okay, and he'll look at the other two newcomers, basically asking if they live in.
Yeah, Manny will nod as well.
He'll say, "When you have the time, you should present yourself to the offices of the Duke in order to register. We always like to keep an accurate census as to who is currently in residence in the kingdom and who is not. It keeps everything so much more ordered, you understand?"
The word register seems to take her aback slightly, but there's certainly no argument, just kind of a blink, blink, nod.
Frogger's head all of a sudden goes like, oh no, oh, Dave, what are you?
Frogger, you miss him again?
I have your cookies here.
Is he okay? Has he lost something?
Yes, a giant fire lizard.
I'm
And
just
you
going
see
to
that the Slua move his legs to see if, he's stepping on the fire lizard.
How giant?
He's just a tiny baby.
I choose to point out, ladies and gentlemen, he has just lost a fire hazard. Please help him find the fire hazard.
I'm the bottom. I can't resist helping him find a fire hazard.
What does it look like? precisely?
It currently
Um,
looks like a small little salamander, magma salamander, or currently the thing that is rubbing up against Frogar's leg, purring
Oh.
in weird kind of.
Oh, there you are, little buddy. There you are. And he can go and pick it up. And it's like, oh, yes, yes. What a good little fellow. What a
Frogger,
good little fellow.
can you, hold on to that in that height for a moment?
Considering
And
this build,
he will grab the kettle and just hover it over the little thingy's head to, warm up the tea.
Aww. I'm somewhat relieved, considering the fact that, let's be fair, most of the stalls here are made of wood. That thing is not exactly wood-friendly.
No, no, he's not. But he's a good little man. He's a good little fellow, and he's trying. Yeah, have a
Rhiannon
cookie.
just looks perplexed.
Perhaps a
Hmm.
fireproof basket or something for him to ride in would be.
Oh, I
Good
could. I mean, if there was a fireproof wood, maybe someone could weave the basket. Is that a thing?
Ah,
Like a woman. Does a fireproof wood exist?
no.
But it'd
Yeah.
be so cool if it did.
Let her answer, guys.
Perhaps merely a fire retardant harness.
Mm.
Baskets are easily escaped from.
That is true. I was thinking something with a lid,
Oh.
like.
Perhaps a
Oh.
backpack.
Yes. Frogger, if you find me some, fireproof leather, I can make it for you.
Well, I have the heavy smith one.
Oh, and he's a little bit sad.
Dave will look like he's about to sneeze. That kind of. And then he'll go. And a little glob of. Like a tiny little glob of lava will just
Bloop.
bloop itself right onto Frogar's chest.
Ow. Oh dear.
Frogger, you are going to be having a bit of tea being dropped over your chest to, cool down the lava. There, much better. And he will
And
open the
perhaps,
kettle. Now I don't have tea. I'm sad.
Oh,
perhaps some fire retardant garments for you as well.
does Viti leave a stain?
It's water.
Oh, is it just water?
You know what? Yes, this tea does leave a stain because it's Indian tea.
Yeah. Oh dear. Do you there's just a little spot there. He'll like point to like a little spot on Frodo's like kind of chest. Do you mind if I just I'm sorry, just get that?
Oh no, it's not necessary. Oh, I can take care of this myself.
Anyway, if you will excuse me, or rather, I have one slight formal issue to take care of. Also, because on that occasion, I know that Kim's time is limited, and I did have to ask a certain person a question. I need to go and speak to the giantess. He will denote the incredibly large changeling, who's currently playing with a small child, I believe, or a small child is playing on her.
She is currently phased out because Kim's time is kind of phased out at this point. I've got to go take a shower and grab my scrubs out of the dryer because I've got to head to class.
That's cool. We'll do it another time. Don't worry about it. All right then. You all take 20 points of ag damage. No.
Not yet.
So Tintagel will casually kind of look around at the group and he'll say, So many new and so many young faces. Looking on the bright side, at least. It's always good to have new blood.
He belongs
Indeed,
to
it is,
Jingle.
Your Grace.
Rhiannon is still trying to process the fact that the troll has lava stuck to his chest.
Yeah,
It's
Manny's
She looks mildly distressed.
It's a while
Manny-
away now.
Manny's twitching a little bit.
Oh, are you okay? Are you okay? Yeah.
I think you're giving the little one a stroke.
No,
he's
it's fine. It's fine.
He's
It's
going to bend over, like this 8 feet tall troll is going to bend over all the way towards Manny, and it's like, "Oh, are you okay, Dad? Do you have a fever? Here."
Oh, thank you. I'm fine. And in his head, he's like, at least this one isn't picking me up. And he's just gonna get that. He'll just get a little cloth and just kind of, he'll use like one side to try and just at least get a little bit of the lava off, and then he'll get another one and he'll just kind of squirt what's like, one of those cleaning sprays. He'll squirt one on that and he'll just kind of rest it against his forehead. See, all better.
Oh, thank you ever so kindly.
No, it's absolutely no problem. I apologize. I believe we haven't met before. He'll glance to Frogger and he'll glance to. I'm sorry, Alejandro. I forgot what your character's called. Give me a sec.
Oh, don't worry. You might have heard that his name is Vete.
But yeah, he won't have. But he'll. I'm sorry, I haven't met you, gentlemen.
Nor I don't believe.
Oh, well, and he holds out 2 hands, kind of cross arms to both of you.
Yeah. Manny will take his hand, expecting to get it crushed.
No. Okay, just because I have strength 6 doesn't mean I will crush hands, okay?
Right has picked him up before. He's had bad experiences.
Rhiannon will juggle her market basket onto the other arm and shake whichever hand is closest.
I was going to say Tintagel is nothing if not a gentleman, so he will make a motion, and obviously Kim isn't here, but I'm going to assume that said bodyguard will not begrudge holding shopping bags. So we will offer to basically hold your shopping, so like Tiny Satyr is not holding giant bags.
It's pretty heavy, actually. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff in that.
They're like, "Hello, how do you do? My name is Frogger. It's a pleasure to meet you." It just shakes.
Just rattled like a child's toy. My name is Rhiannon.
It's a pleasure to meet you.
Pepper's friend.
Oh, Pepper's friend. Excellent. Wonderful. A pleasure to meet you. And you. Wonderful man.
Yeah, he'll be shaken as well. It's my name, as I said to Your Excellency, is Manny. I'm also a friend of Pepper's. He'll smile.
Oh, my friend. And kind of just lets go of your hands and just lifts his arms like, yes.
Lady Condiment seems to have many, many friends.
Lady.
And yeah, he went Lady Condiment.
Oh, right. So Papa's the night now these days.
A big pardon?
And he brings a little red bound book that says on the cover, "How to Make Friends." Downstairs said on the bottom of it says "How to Socialize Volume 1," and he just goes through it and goes like Chapter 11, jokes, and he smiles. I know that Pepper is a condiment for food, and also her name, so I call her Lady
That's quite
Condiment.
clever.
And
Yeah.
he smiles with that pointy fucking smirk of Slua.
Tintagil's eyebrow casually raises, and he says in an entirely neutral voice that Evan cannot do because it is so neutral. Excuse me, sir. Did you just openly mock a knight of the realm?
No, I asked her if she was fine with this, and she said yes. And she laughed. And she gave me this. And he will show a little small twig that she has given on past scenes that clearly screams of enchanted. And he always sports with him.
I see.
Oh
Interesting.
goodness, I didn't know she'd been knighted.
Oh.
I haven't had a chance to talk to anyone lately. I had a double wedding to cater, and she briefly just looks like the mask slips a little bit, and she looks so tired.
Oh, tiny satyr.
And then they got
Oh,
into a fight and knocked over one of the cakes, and
Oh,
it's
you
so
poor
bad.
dear!
Oh.
On such a joyous occasion, a fight happened?
Something about one of the dresses. I think I really wasn't paying attention until the cake.
Like as she says that, she stops for a moment and thinks, No, actually, that does sound about right. At least in my experience. Or this one's experience.
Who defiled the cakes?
It was approximately 5 people when they tumbled over the table. I'm not really sure which ones. I didn't get names.
Oh.
We shall bring them to justice. And he starts to walk away.
Where are you going?
I do not know.
Master Troll, please wait.
Brother,
I don't believe
brother.
this was a changeling affair.
Oh no, it wasn't.
You should have said I would have come over and helped
No,
clean
no.
them.
The venue staff took care of the mess, but the cake.
I'm so sorry.
Oh, and he comes walking back. And kind of just pops in just like this. Well, where would I go?
It was last week, so
Ah,
no
At some
one.
point, Tintagil makes a mental note to buy a laser pointer and play with the troll. Also, Max, I've told you about doing the whole appearing from the side of the camera and sliding in that thing. Dang it. Tintagil will sigh, and he will say, with any luck, we will be able to deal with this plague soon so that the life here can return to normal. We
I do
also
hope
have to...
I'm so sorry.
We also have to hope and pray that the plague does not spread further north to our troops holding the line. And that is if we want there to be a kingdom for them to come back to.
I certainly hope so. The artifact is nearly complete then?
It should be completed soon, hopefully, before the turn of next month. It should be complete, with any luck, and then it will need to be used to eradicate the pestilence.
Do you have all the items then?
Not yet. I'm still lacking featherwood and silver touched by moonlight itself. Lady Stormfury has agreed to go and fetch the featherwood for me whilst I focus on the acquisition of the silver.
I see. I suppose she is who I will speak to about that then.
Considering where she has to go to get the featherwood, her house is uniquely suited to the task.
Huh?
Oh, I don't doubt that.
Rhiannon also looks mildly confused.
Yeah, Manny's confused.
oh,
The Slua is confused.
She's
Everyone is
of course a member
confused.
of House A Sin, isn't she?
Yes.
Yes. I remember the day, back in the day, I used to run with one of the members as well, all the way up there. It was very cold. Oh, so cold.
During the Golden Age, I intended to stay out of Scandinavia. House of Cian were noble, but practiced their nobility in an interesting manner.
I like her. She's a hoot. Well, except for that one fight we had. That was okay. That was fun, but she didn't need to punch me in the face.
Oh dear.
I'm sorry, what?
Oh, you hadn't heard?
No.
Tiny satyr is scandalized.
Raven,
And then-
they're a huge grin. The kind of grin you would really honestly expect from Rides the Lightning. Spreads across her face. Oh yes, Baroness Stormfury and I had a fight in a strip club.
A what?
Oh,
Oh,
oh dear.
And
the
for the
count,
first time in your life,
and the Count physically face palms.
and for the first time in the time you already, both of you, Flower and Lady Glitter, that you have seen or known Vete, he has a look of disapproval on his face.
oh, was it in First Cousin Steve's strip club?
Oh dear.
Why?
Because I was challenged.
Oh, you were challenged in a strip club? Please forgive me, my lady. I shouldn't ask.
We're challenged to a duel in a strip club.
My honor and my house was challenged. I had to respond.
Wait. Lady Stormfury openly insulted your house.
No. She did not. However,
I'm going to phrase this as noble rage. Noble rage.
Perhaps an explanation might help.
Yeah.
so it was implied that I was less of a she than Baroness Stormfury.
Oh no.
Ooh.
By whom?
I'd really rather not say, Your Grace.
No. He will reiterate. By whom?
It was by that Claricon fellow. Another. What was his name? Oh, yes. I believe Rides the Lightning is his name.
Huh?
Hmm.
And of course, you know how we Fiona are when we've been challenged.
What justification did Squire Rides give for such offense? Did he say why he believed Lady Karina to be the superior she?
She'll tilt her head to the side. You know, I actually don't recall that, but I did take a few blows to the face, so that might have got knocked right out of me.
So the two of you proceeded to have a brawl in a strip club.
And wasn't intended to be a brawl. But that's all water under the bridge now. We're actually quite good friends, and I believe I may join her.
Why?
Because she knows how to have fun.
By having brawls in strip.
What part of that sentence isn't fun? Grace?
For the record, your Grace Heather is for a cat. For a duke.
I'm sorry.
It's your Excellency.
What what part of that sentence isn't fun, Your Excellency? There is no part of that sentence that isn't fun.
Okay. Evan is not going to shout because Evan doesn't want to. He also doesn't want to like deafen people. He will look in absolute amazing amounts of what the fuck. Oh, excellent. Crib is here. He may have to dive tackle me. There is a mind-altering level of what the fuck written all over his face. As he says, in no uncertain terms. Actually, no, he won't shout this. He'll kind of say it in a voice that brooks no opposition. We are she. We do not gavort like petty hedonists, giving into our worst excesses in front of others, all for the pettiness of self-gratification.
Where is the scene being held?
The market.
The middle of the market.
The middle of the market.
So it's a very public.
That's the other reason why he didn't shout.
Oh boy.
Oh, but things are suddenly very, very quiet. Because that's what happens when you make statements like that.
Yep.
Tiny Satyr looks like she would really, really like to not be here right now for this discussion.
Flee, Satyr, flee!
Tiny Boggin has also shrunk back.
Are they hiding behind a troll?
It's entirely possible, yes.
God damn it.
Not maybe intentionally, but yes.
You literally just took Tintagil's like viewpoint of she, kind of dumped it in the mud, and started to dance around naked around it.
I know.
So Crib will walk around a corner towards what is assumingly a slack-jawed audience around Tintagil.
There's definitely a lot of attention.
Yup.
For those who have not met Crib, Crib is a man as much as he is a forest. His skin is like oak, his hair drapes down over him like a cloak made of vines, honeysuckle, and roses. And as he walks, small chimerical flowers bloom in his path.
Aww.
Ah.
He's so pretty.
Decent looking. And he smells so lovely.
In the middle.
Go ahead.
Sorry. I would say just in the middle of kind of this confrontation. Manny will be quite tense. He'll be stood with Rhea, but is kind of standing there. He'll probably catch a whiff of something as Crib approaches, and he'll just kind of inhale and allow kind of the scent of the forest really to calm him down. Go ahead.
I thought I heard ruckus.
The Slua will take off a top hat. Sir Crib, long time no see.
And he'll just smile and look over. Oh, Lord of Shadows, it's good to see you again.
And he smiles with that Slua fucking smile of his.
Tintagil's still kind of waiting for an answer from the Fiona about the statement. Like he's just kind of sitting there going,
Okay. Okay, so I had to think about it for a hot minute. Because she is also a she, and she knows he is right. But she also thinks he's really boring and wants to get under his skin.
Oh!
Evan, I love you.
"Oh God, this is gonna go places." Okay.
Here he comes.
I would expect one of your house to have such a boring of our kith.
Heather. What?
Yes.
You do not have the barge tongue with this flaw with this character, right?
No, I don't.
And
Sorry,
then why-
I was distracted by puppies. What did she say?
I would expect one of your house to not understand this.
And the Slua soundingly at this response like drops the kettle and just stares. And the two she like bitching each other.
Oh Jesus! Oh Jesus!
Frogger is just going to turn. Frogger is going to turn around and say, "Right, okay, let's go. Powder on," and walks away.
So I had to deal with house dogs. What was said?
She basically turned around. Basically, Tintagil said that Tintagil was told that her and Karina had a punch up, to give you context, in a strip club, and she said that she did it because it was fun. And my response was, "You are a she. You are meant to hold yourself to higher standards and not give in to base desires like this because you are a she." And her response was, "Well, I wouldn't expect a member of your house to understand."
Can anybody hear the sound of a boot pivoting? Because that just happened.
I mean,
Specifically said something about having a boring view of our kith.
Yeah.
I mean, for Manny's record, he's kind of half like, I want to get out of here. This seems unsafe, and kind of be bogging in.
I will
He's
grab
like,
Manny
no,
by
because
the
he's
arm.
drunk.
Tiny Satyr is leaving with the troll.
Yeah, he's
Grab
probably.
Manny by the
It's
arm.
time to go.
Yeah,
Oh
Man,
no.
yeah, like Manny's keeping an ear out because, oh my God, gossip. Oh my God, gossip is good. Gossip is wonderful. And
This
then
way.
but then he's a boggin. But no, as he's kind of, he'll let himself be dragged away after a while. He'll be like, but private conversation. Oh, but
You know what? Okay, guys, because don't leave, because then we actually have to end the scene. If you guys,
No, just like we are.
Oh, you
we
think
are
I'm
still within
actually
earshot.
leaving earshot?
Tintagil will look her up and down, and he will say, as he takes a deep breath, you will see his fist clench, and Crib, there is a single eye twitch. This is the emotion that Tintagil exhibits.
Oh no.
As he will say, the members of House Fiona are honorable, brave, true, loyal companions to a fault. It is just a shame that occasionally, even when the lion roars, sometimes it comes out as a weak, shrill cry.
Oh boy.
Oh, okay. Shall we settle this in an appropriate manner, Your Excellency? Would it
He will look her up and down and he will say,
help you feel better?
"This is a time of war, Lady Celestus. As such, my thoughts are with my kingdom and my king. I will not spill blood in order to amend a matter of personal honor, regardless how egregious the offense may be. But then again, I am once again, as I have said, not about instant gratification."
She doesn't even look insulted at the remark about instant gratification. She simply looks at him and says, "Yes, would be wise not to spill blood."
Indeed, as opposed to it being on the floor of a carnal house after fisticuffs.
Well, that would be the place for it.
You kind of get this wonderful anime moment of lightning between the eyes. It's like,
Marvelous.
if at first you don't succeed, she drama. There should always be she drama.
Damn,
There's
she
never
and
enough.
ruined she for everybody.
Shut up, Max. I want to see you play as she. It'll make my life complete.
I have plans for if Frogger kicks the bucket. I will bring in Agni.
Excellent. He will turn very slowly, and he'll turn his back on Celestus, and he will say, "The dignity of the she is ours to rule, as assigned by the dreaming. You are she. You are fresh from Arcadia. Experience is valuable. The feeling of the immutable, the feeling of this skin in which we dwell, sometimes can be overwhelming. You are freshly returned. These offenses," he will shrug, "they mean nothing to me, in all honesty. I consider this a lesson. However, we have the Dreaming's mandate to rule. We will exercise it. Remember the fact that not only do your actions reflect upon you, but they reflect upon your house. The Duke's house. Duke Maldreth is a member of House Fiona. Now, think about how it would be thought of were one of his house's knights to be seen spilling blood in petty altercations over little slights in dens of iniquity. During a time of war, we would become the laughing stock. Your house would become the laughing stock in a time when we can ill afford it."
Clearly, I must have been overcome by the urges that come with this body. It won't happen again, Your Excellency.
Of this I have no doubt. You get the sensation that the bomb has been somewhat either diffused or kicked down a hole to erupt later.
This is how sci-fi movie volcanoes happen.
Yup.
As she says that, she will actually lower herself to the ground and politely bow.
Taking another swig from the bottle, pass it again over to Crib.
To Tintagel in, a proper, respectful she manner.
Tintagel will turn, and as there's actually quite a difference in their station, he will give the appropriate level of respect a count would give a knight in this regard. So it won't be a full bow, but it'll probably be an inclination of the shoulders and a bow of the head. Etiquette. He will
Off to
say,
the side, all the way out of reach. Frogger lurks and he watches and he just thinks to himself, nothing has changed in over 4,000 years.
A tiny hand reaches up and offers him a peppermint.
He'll take it.
It's a really fucking good peppermint.
Oh my god, this peppermint is so good!
Tintagel will he'll turn to the others and he'll say, "My apologies. I was merely playing teacher momentarily."
My lord, my lady, and he will offer the bottle a drink to pass the moment, to calm the nerves, to steady the pulse.
Oh, that sounds lovely, Vete. Thank you.
And he will bring out from his satchel 2 glass cups. Pour, because only commoners, filthy commoners drink from the bottle. And pass one to the knight and one to the, gentleman on the fucking horse.
He's not on his horse, but he will accept. What are you actually giving him to drink?
He's actually giving you some very, very nice whiskey.
Sorry, I have to ask Alejandro. Is this character a butler?
Nope. He's just a drunkard.
That's the one that quotes thread, for the love of God.
I've never been so lost, and I'm okay with it.
Okay,
Second
Curtis.
phrase
Sorry,
that
kind of
the
step out
game.
of character for a moment because I don't, I want to make sure what has confused you, and maybe I can give you a hand.
Oh no, I was making a joke, Evan, but
Okay.
Good Lord in heavens.
Sorry, whenever anyone says my ST hat immediately goes on, and I'm like, players need help. Help the players.
No, I appreciate it. I'm just saying I don't know what's going on, and I do, and it's the best thing. But please continue.
He will turn to the others and he will say, for those of you who have not met him, allow me because, oh yes, technically he hasn't been promoted yet because we still have to do that scene with Kim. So he will say, allow me to introduce you to my knight, and currently the man who is making sure that none of the plague victims are in fact reduced to nothingness, Sir Crib Abdalwan.
Crib will walk from behind the corner and nod his head. He will smile.
Rhiannon will give a little bobble of a curtsy.
Yeah, Manny will give a short bow.
So, Crib is an oddity even amongst the dreaming and changeling society. There are not very many of him, of his type. So the chances of you interacting with a Gildu before are fairly slim. He is one of the rare Ghislaine.
Just like Vaselkis.
Selkier Kithane.
Selkie are Kithane now.
Oh, really? Are they Kithane at C20?
They are core
Yeah.
Kithane.
Yeah, they're quite common in C20.
Cool. That's
To
awesome.
be fair, Max, I'm still getting over the fact that commoners can know naming in C20. It completely mindfucked me for like 2 weeks.
It's okay.
Very.
Rhiannon still has no idea what's going on.
Nope.
She's struggling to keep track, so she's just like, oh,
Hmm.
it's a lovely plant gentleman. He is a knight. Very well. This is totally normal.
Yep.
How long is Rhiannon saned? Is Rhiannon saned? Like, has she been saned?
I don't think I understand the question.
So, how long ago did she chrysalis?
Probably like I think I was officially approved like a couple weeks ago, but this is my third scene.
Okay, so the saning is a ritual that all changelings go through after they've awoken after they face self, which we call chrysalis.
Okay.
After about a year and a day, this represents them becoming an official member of Kithane society and all that.
Yeah,
And
no, that hasn't happened.
oh, okay. So
Okay.
has she been assigned a mentor?
Nope.
Okay.
Same bra.
She has been avoiding Changeling Society since her chrysalis until Pepper dragged her out and was like, no, you have to come meet people. Okay.
Oh, bother.
Oh, bother.
Tell you what, Frogbriar, you take the Hobbit. I'll take the Goat Girl. It'll be fine.
What? That sounds terrible.
Yes.
That sounds like something that would
Good
give
idea.
someone a comment to make.
Just use him as the battering ram. He'll be fine.
To battle, Manny!
But no, in response, Manny'll just nod as well. Pleased to meet you. It's good to know. It's good to know we have capable knights taking on this plague. I've heard a little about it, and what I've heard has worried me. But at least knowing the Freehold is proactive gives me some reassurance.
But it's not just one freehold.
Yes. There are a dozen or more freeholds in the kingdom.
Having a freehold is nice.
On a side note, if you possess a freehold, please report it to the proper authorities for your taxation.
Oh, did he say that in character?
Yes.
You see Vete raising up a hand and go like, who's the proper authority, your lordship?
That would depend on who your liege lord is.
Or physically where your freehold is located.
Indeed.
Oh.
Because we don't want to step on. And he looks over at the Tentagels. Certain angry people's toes.
Yes.
Tentagel can catch the undertone there.
What was the undertone there? Who did I piss off now?
He was just calling out that the Elunid mass murder bitch.
Ah, yes. There we go. He will say, you find who the lord of the territory in which you live is, in which case you present to him one, I believe the current taxation rate is 1/10 of overall production as his tithe or her tithe, depending on who it is, and in exchange you are given the various freedoms and protections of the freeholds, etc., etc., etc.
The taxation is monthly, weekly, biannual?
It's taken, I believe it's weekly.
Damn it.
Or monthly.
I think the Scat
I'm gonna-
does it at the end of the month.
Keep saying this because it's my favorite phrase ever. Rhiannon looks confused.
Yeah. You know, he sits on a bench outside one of the taverns, and he doesn't quite pick up Little Satyr, but he kind of moves Little Satyr to sit beside him because he senses he's about to have to do a whole bunch of explaining.
Oh, Tentagel Daddy. It's so cute.
He happens to like
sit down.
Yep.
Little
He
legs
happens to have a soft
kicking.
on his heart for childlings.
She'll sit down, little legs kicking, like a 5-year-old, because it's about how big she is.
Wait, is she a childling or a wilder?
Childling.
Oh.
She's very fresh to this.
Right, but how tall is she?
Oh, she's got the short flaw.
Oh, okay. That was the
She's
next.
like
That was
4'10.5".
okay.
Now then,
Legs are swinging.
Mhm.
what's confused you, little one?
To be frank, Your Excellency, essentially everything. It's a great deal to keep track of.
He'll nod. He will say, very well, allow me to explain. You are currently, as I have said, within the kingdom of Leinster, which is ruled over by our beloved King Bran ap Gwydion. Long may he rule. Anyone who wants to add in long may he rule as a thing?
She does
Long
murmur
may he rule.
an echo of that.
Long may he rule.
Braga will
Very
make
good.
it like a ba-da!
Just kind of long enough.
He will say, however, His Majesty cannot manage the affairs of an entire kingdom via himself, so he splits the kingdom into a number of duchies, which are ruled by dukes. This kingdom is ruled by Duke Meredith ap Fiona, also known as the Duchy of the Just Heart. The duchies are then subdivided into counties. He will place a hand on his chest and he will say, that are overseen by counts, myself included, which are in turn broken down into baronies, which are overseen by barons, which are then policed in turn by knights, etc. Are you following me so far?
Essentially a feudal society, yes.
Yes. Freeholds, areas of glamour that produce the vital dross that we need to survive. They produce glamour from fonts of well springs of creativity, of wonderment, of even the concordance of the natural earth. He will take out a dross coin from his own pouch and he'll kind of tap it and he'll hold it out so you can have a look at it.
She will examine it. Entirely possible that she's never seen one before.
Hmm. He will then put it back in his pouch and he will say,
hold out a dross flower from he plucks from his cape hair.
Fraugra will reach into his pouch and he'll take out a rune stone that is made from dross.
Flower gets ooh.
These may ultimately take any form, really. However, they are considered to be both currency and the lifeblood of our society. It is the right of the nobles, he will denote himself, to place taxes on freeholds within their sphere of influence. So, for example, a baron under my control levels a tax on all of those individuals within his barony who themselves control a freehold. I, in turn, level a tax on the baron, etc., etc., etc. And the duke levels a tax on me, the king levels a tax on the duke, etc. Typically, it is about 10% of overall dross production, though certain kingdoms do demand more, particularly in times of conflict or strife when they may require these resources in order to, see to themselves, see to the military, see to providing for those in need, etc. Are you following me so far?
Of course.
Wonderful. Now then, those individuals, those
AFK.
no worries, those dukes, counts, etc., pay their taxes as everyone else does. So, in the event that you possess a freehold, an area where glamour is produced, you speak to the individual, the liege lord of the area, who is in control of that given area. In Dublin, I am led to understand that there are. You can actually hear him. You can hear him thinking, kind of like there are a number. There are 4 barons in Dublin at the moment. There's Baron Octavius of House Dougal, Baroness Ayala of House Ilunid, Baroness Mordry of House Liam, and yes. Oh no, sorry. It's sorry. There are only 3. There's Ayala and Octavius, and I believe Lady Stormfury has taken over the operation of one of the baronies who lacked a baron, but I can't confirm that. There's also Count Malik of House Alil, my brother Count, and this is all overseen by Duke Casimir Maldreth of House Fiona. So, if your freehold lies within the barony of one of these individuals, which I have no doubt that it will do, you report to their baronial seat, their baronial freehold, declare how much dross your freehold produces, and agree to the taxation that is leveled by the baron in order to see to the defenses of the barony, etc. And in exchange, he extends to you the standard terms of patronage, that you will be protected, that his knights will see to your defense and the defense of your holdings, etc., etc., etc. Have I explained it in a way that you understand it?
Yes, Your Excellency.
Wonderful.
Thank
As
you.
I don't know where geographically you're... But he'll ask, do you possess a freehold?
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
Well, I assume I
Excellent.
would have noticed.
I would have assumed that you would have, yes. But that is in essence how the society works. in times of shortage and in times of need, many nobles, such as myself, give dross to the people. As a matter of fact, I was here a number of days ago when I gave a number of 100 dross to the people so that they could continue, because untainted dross has become a premium now, considering the sickness. So, do you have any other questions, little one?
Myriad, Your Excellency, but I think now perhaps is not the time. I will try to narrow it down slightly.
Wonderful. My home is always open should you require the answers to those questions.
You are too kind.
Returned.
And what about you, Hodge? Do you have any questions for me?
he'll just nod. I believe I understand the fundamentals, Your Excellency. But may I ask, how would one get in contact with their liege?
First of all, you need to determine where your holdings are located. I'm sure if you could easily give an address, we could cross-reference that. Do you possess a holding of note, or do you not?
He'll look confused for a second, but he'll just shake his head. I don't believe so, Your Excellency. I have an apartment.
In that case, you do not necessarily possess a liege lord. He'll denote the troll and he'll say, for example, Farengar here is a man of good standing. However, he also is not directly sworn to any liege lord that I'm aware of. He'll kind of look. I am correct in that, haven't I?
Correct. I do pay my taxes, as I do possess a holding. But other than that, I am not sworn to a house.
Yes, then there are... Oh, he'll look at them both and he'll say, the next important question, do you understand the houses? Tantagel will very casually reach out and kind of clink the glass for a refill, because he's going to have to go through the houses.
We probably don't have to do this in the middle of the scene if other people are bored.
Yeah, we're sorry.
Oh no, this is entertaining.
This is very, very entertaining.
This
Okay.
is wonderful.
I just
also
don't want to be like sitting here summarizing the entire freaking book in front of people that already know it.
It's also kind of cool because like you guys are actively playing children, essentially playing childlings who don't know anything. So it's kind of cool to be able to give you the pseudo education because it's cool to do that in character sometimes.
On a side note, why does it show that we're off air?
No, it says live.
We're still
I see live.
For some reason, it says off air for me.
No, shows live.
Oh.
You alone are not being recorded.
Hmm.
So what was I going to say? So Alejandro, he's like clinking from our booze. Like,
Yup. Oh, I'm here. Look.
Thank you. All right. The noble houses of the Shi are great noble entities that were founded via their various house founders, some, during the Golden Age. These houses are ostensibly ruled by the Shi, my kin, and occasionally they may request that members of the commoner kiths, rather, be ignobled or ennobled in order to join said houses. Are you following me so far?
Yes.
Wonderful. So, the houses are as follows. I will give you a very brief one-sentence summary. We have House Asian, which is the house that is the house of Lady Stormfury. House Asian are from Scandinavia. They are traditionally associated with nature, the wildness thereof, and things such as Vikings and other sorts of noble yet rugged warriors, etc.
Oh.
House Leal, the consummate politicians and excellent public speakers. They're known for their incredible savvy and political skill. House Baylor.
Bagger just kind of just like.
Crib grins a little bit.
During the Golden Age, when we fought the Fomori, entities that rivaled our founders, the Tuatha De Danann, House Baylor mixed their blood with the Fomorians.
Oh dear.
Oh.
Yes. And so they are forever deformed by their Fomorian blood. Then we have House Bumain, who hunt the dreaming for nightmares. They have sworn that they will never cease until such time as nightmares are purged from the dreaming. A noble, if incredibly interesting modus operendi. Possess House
You see the Slua frowns when you say the thingy that they want to, destroy.
Yes. He will continue and he will say, House Dinan are the explorers who venture deeper into the dreaming than any others. They are known to find lost mysteries and tread deeply where even few others dare to venture. House Dawan, he will
My
note.
house.
Yes. Are the cauldron keepers, the storytellers, the hurt bearers. You will never find more excellent hospitality than in a cauldron house of House Dawan. However, you must always be mindful of their rules and the fact that they are the ultimate masters of the house.
We, members of House Darwan, welcome anyone and everyone to sit by our fire and share a meal. We expect, though, that there shall be great civility, honor, and peace in our home. We do not take kindly to violence, antagonistic rhetoric, or defamation.
While this is going
Our
on,
rules
sorry, continue.
will be upheld at all costs.
That seems entirely reasonable.
We have House Dougal. He will touch his own chest and he will say, the House of Smiths, the House of Artisans, the house who make dreams manifest in clockwork and cogs, who will build tomorrow from the ephemera of the nothingness. My house prides the ability to create great works. We are the blacksmiths who've made wonders. We are the contemplates, the smiths of dreams. Then we have House Ilunid, the secret keepers and the sorcerers. Many things are in House Ilunid's libraries. Many things. Many forgotten things. They are known to be the wisest of the wise when they choose to be and when they choose to speak. Yes. By the way, if people want to, because I know 2 people just came in, if you guys want to come in while he's giving this spiel to the new players, by all means, to the new changelings, by all means, feel free to.
Taking this cue, you see the Slua starts passing small glasses of whiskey for everyone present at the lesson here.
Okay. Next, we have House Fiona. There are no braver warriors than the warriors of the Fiona. They know no fear. They will march into battle even when there is nothing but defeat, singing their songs in the hope of victory. They are a noble house. They are the lion, after all. House Gwydion are many call them the House of Kings, which is ironic, really, but they are the house of the contemplates. The Eagle's house is one of nobility as it was seen in the days of old. They are the chivalric kings who would ride into battle with their knights. They are the Arthurian legend given form and manifest. In fact, in Concordia, America, for those of you who do not know its name among us, High King David is said to be the reincarnation of Arthur. But then again, that is what they say. Next, we have House Lianen. The Muses create such excellent works of art and poetry so as to almost break the heart. And they will inspire you to the utmost ceilings and skies of heady excess. However, the next morning, I warn you, there will always be a price for House Lianen. Next, we have House Liam. House Liam have always been the voice. Well, they've always been the voice towards humanity. Many of the Shi forget humanity, and they all forget their placement via the noble. They all forget their placement among humanity, thinking themselves to be over it. House Liam, in turn, are always the voice for the people who are not us, the people of the grey world. Many people have tarred and feathered them as traitors to the Shi for their opinions, but that is entirely subjective. Next, we have House Scathach.
And as this little explanation goes on, as I believe we're in the market, a voice can be heard from the distance, more muffled than anything at this point. But of course, a voice as booming and of course as valiant as one must always be heard. As people might see, as I'm assuming we're some form of outside, I don't fucking know. But now we are, so deal with it. Throwing what can only be said as sand or some form of water-based plant at the feet of a woman kind of walking a little awkwardly, He's taking everything in her stride. The crab himself, little satchel, little bag, wearing his puffy wig, his little tie, of course saying, "Yes, my lady, please follow my lead. I shall lead you through this market. You'll be completely safe under my watch."
I'm gonna die. Distraction is distracting.
No, don't look at that, my lady. No, you don't want any of that. It's fake. Please come this way.
Rhiannon will pause in listening to Tintagel and just kind of like blink, blink. What?
And the Slua will use his extremely long hand to, wave at Sir Crab.
Ah, Sir Cobblesbatch. How nice to see you again.
I'm gonna take initiative to say Pampy is probably trailing along with the nice seal lady. Just following along and staring at the crab like, why are you like this?
The Shi does not appear to be very happy at all with being interrupted mid-sentence.
I mean, it's just noise in the fucking marketplace. It's not like he did it to talk over you. Silly.
And as such, of course, Lady Aelin, walking behind.
God damn it!
Notices what kind of happened, but she plays no. Of course, it's the market. There is busy, bustling everywhere, and as people,
It's actually not.
It's
almost
very,
dead.
very empty.
That's the reason why I pointed out that you actively interrupted him, because the market is deathly quiet.
well, and it's not anymore because Sir Cobblesbatch is here.
Exactly.
Exactly, and of course, knowing, of course, he knows, and so she waves it, takes it in stride, kind of like, oh, him, he's doing it again, shit, and he, as his name is mentioned by the tall, gangly man, he turns with this smile on his face. You can almost see his teeth twinkle. Yes, he has teeth as a crab. Deal with it. And he spins a claw and does a long, deep bow. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen.
And the crab will be given a small glass of whiskey from the slough.
He takes it in his claw, holds it up to the light, spins it round a little bit. Kind of dips his tongue into it. Yes, he has a tongue. He's a crab. Deal with it.
Tom, this is amazing.
Rhiannon takes her tiny glass of whiskey and just holds it out to Tintagel. Like she has a feeling that he's going to need more than one.
I'm going to phrase this as in the sense of he pounds the shot. Like.
And he turns and holds the glass up to Lady Aelin, who bends down and takes it, and gives a long nod to the gangly man, of course, Yosef, and she'll just down it. It's gone.
Oh God!
Hey, Tom, I have a question.
Hello.
Hello. Lady Aelin, is it known who she is because of her current status?
Fuck if I know. Look, you make out that I'm a professional at this. No, I'm just good at wrecking your scenes.
Tom, hi, Tom. How's it going? You doing good?
Hey, how's it going?
I have a question because it's kind of important that I ask the question.
Go for it.
So, Lady Aelin's a knight, yeah?
Yes. She has the status for it.
Yeah, no, in this setting, what we do, if you're a knight, you can choose to do this or you can choose not to. Knights wear a very decorative white sash that denotes their knights. It's just something they do.
All right.
You can obviously wear one or you cannot. I'm just letting you know that it exists.
So the way I would say it then is because she hasn't met the Duke or whatever the fuck, she doesn't have the sash because she's just kind of recently rejoined the party, so to say.
The world.
So I would say no, it's not known, but the crab kind of makes it a point, you know, as he continues. My lady, I introduce you, Your Royal Highness, Lady Aelin. And he bows in front of her. And she just like...
Oh dear.
Bagger will blink once, and twice, and
Yup.
twice, and then say, "It's a talking crab!"
Yes, it is.
Brother,
Yes.
have you? And he will, grab him by the shell, pull him up, put it on the other hand, move it closer to Frogger's face. Have you not met Sir? It was Cobblebatch?
Sir Cobblespatch,
Yes.
Knight of the Seven Seas,
Oh, hello there.
Right.
I'm Bagger. How are you?
Oh,
and Master of the Seaweed.
Crib, hang on, I have to say this. Austin, are you there?
Yes, I'm looking at my arts.
Wait, no words, because the thing is in my hand.
Please don't blow up my crab.
No.
Fuck your crab.
Because it supports Austin, 2 eye twitches.
Oh boy. So
Please don't kill it.
So
Like this.
I
Are you
can't
breathing all up on your mic?
I can't stop Tintagel from flipping shit.
Please flip shit at him.
I'm gonna maybe gonna practically sit next to Tintagel, like, hey! Don't look at the crap. Immediately try to pull his attention away.
But even as he begins, the Sir Cobblespatch begins getting a little excited. Aelin kind of takes note as his volume increases. So she clicks her fingers down by her side, and he just shuts up immediately. It's like you can even see him. The giant cartoon zipper appears on his mouth. Yes, he has a mouth. He's a crab. Deal with it, and just zips it up.
Brother will watch the crab go down, turn his attention to the girl that's dripping with seawater. And kind of stand at ready and asks, "My apologies, my lady. I do not know you. I am Fraura. How do you do?"
I am Lady Aelin. It's a pleasure to meet you, Fraura. She'll, extend the hand.
He'll kind of look at the hand. It's like, "Oh, that's not what you do. That's not what you do."
I thought you extended your hand.
No, he stands at the ready, like, dink, because he said heir to the throne and lady.
Yes,
You are
yes,
obviously a very high position.
At this point, even Tintagel will stand up and offer a very reverent bow.
Yeah. What Vete will do is like keep the crab onto one hand, and with the other he will remove the top hat and do a very deep bow, and murmur something in Slua, so very, very, very quiet.
Raven will also bow to Lady Aelin.
Yeah.
It is a pleasure to make your acquaintance, princess.
Yeah. Manny would have scrambled to his feet from where he was kind of sat cross-legged, and he'll have done a bow.
Rhiannon just about fell off the bench when Tintagel stood up in her haste to follow suit. Though, yeah, there's an expression of mild panic on the tiny satyr's face.
As everybody kind of begins bowing in front of her, she just smiles. Yes, very ladylike. Of course, this is what happens. Yes.
Does she respond? Called princess.
Like I said, she just smiles and just gives the respectful nod of the thank you, and says, "I hope you don't mind if I take a seat."
I would ask. He will stand and straighten himself. I was unaware that, though. He looks up and down. She's obviously a Slua, yes?
Well, she's a Selkie.
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 I'm the only
Selkie.
Slua here.
I always make Selkie Slua in my head.
Yes, obviously.
I'm curious in that case. You will forgive my asking. We met when you were freshly chrysalis, very briefly. I'm curious. You are heir to which kingdom?
Unfortunately, Tintagel, I don't exactly remember.
Not the way to address account.
Oh, well.
I don't know this.
Give Tom the heads up. It's what, Your Excellency?
Yep.
Yes.
There you go. Yeah.
All right. So she. Unfortunately, Your Excellency,
Rewinding noises.
I don't exactly know yet. But the memories have not come back. And I'm still yet to meet with the lord of my house.
I have no doubt that Duke Meldreth will be delighted to host you until such time as your memories recover themselves.
She gives a respectful nod and smiles.
My own liege lord is the Prince of Leinster, so perhaps we may be able to offer you some semblance of aid.
I shall keep it in mind, Your Excellency. But may I take a seat?
By all means.
She sits.
And just
All that
because
is running through Tintagel's mind is, what kind of kingdom would let themselves be ruled by fucking seals?
You know which one? This guy.
And just to reset things back to weird, because Tintagel is intensifying way too much. As Bambi is still probably somewhere reasonably adjacent, a hand will poke out in front of Tintagel, and a very familiar thing will be in her hand as she says,
Piece of candy?
God damn it, Katie! Is it the same candy he gave you a while
It
ago?
is the same fucking candy that he used to fucking lure her outside to try to force her to learn sword fighting. It is the same fucking candy. There was a lot of it. She's still going through it.
Fantastic.
So yeah, a little wrapper like pokes out in front of him. Piece of candy?
He will nod and accept the candy before sitting back down. Now then, where was I? Yes.
I'm afraid
yes.
I don't quite remember, Your Excellency.
I was at House Scaffatch. You'll note the fact that he says that with
yes.
some measure of distaste. Like, House Scaffatch. House Scaffatch are... He will eventually decide what he is going to say, and he will say, House Scaffatch are House Scaffatch.
There is actually, you know what? I'm gonna roll. Keep my side eye to myself. Not especially illuminating, Your Excellency.
House Scaffatch install themselves as the self-appointed jury of the nobility in a way that we found distasteful, and they took out their frustrations on certain members of the nobility in a once more distasteful manner when they deigned to do so.
Oh. Oh dear.
I believe... Yeah, no, because Tintagil's made it really public. He doesn't like House Scaffatch. Yes. They call themselves the Grey Walkers, but I would recommend you research their other name.
Big, wide-eyed, expectant look.
Oh, they're simply called Killers.
Oh dear.
Yes. And lastly, of the noble houses, we have House Verich, the house of chess masters and the house of strategists. Never allow a member of House Verich to know what you intend to do, because he will always have a plan. House Verich always has a plan. And those are all of the noble houses. My apologies, I was merely finishing a story that I had already begun to tell.
Blink.
Yes. Fragger says, well, it's good to know about the different houses. Otherwise, you would be walking around in a land that is not quite your own and just walking into, well, that, and he just kind of walks into a tree.
Who wins? Is it Frogger or the tree?
It's obviously Frogger. What are you talking about?
It's Frogger.
Walks into a tree. The tree loses. This is a bad metaphor.
What do you get what I'm saying?
It's a great metaphor.
I was gonna say, when you've got strength 6, the tree always loses.
Oh dear.
Oh dear.
Yes, but if you have more questions about Fey Society, all of us here, well, most of us here, can help you out. I myself have a bit of a memory, so if you ever need a hand, any kind of flails his own hand.
He does tell delightful stories.
Oh?
Ooh, I have a wonderful book, and he kind of turns around and just pulls the book out. Like, ha! pages start flipping.
Her eyes just kind of widen, like, what?
Should I ask where the book was? He's fascinated. He perches like forwards.
He kind of gestures at Manny. That, my dear friend, it's magic. Winks.
Oh dear.
So, and he closes the book again. I've had a memory from now till about patches up to, what was it, 7,000 years ago? Something along those lines.
Oh my.
Ooh.
AFK again.
Much the same. I remember most of my iterations.
Oh, right. That might be worth noting.
Oh.
So,
They did what?
as changelings, we are born again throughout the different ages. It's
Actually,
like-
Max, hang on, question. In the Golden Age, when we were actually in our Fey bodies, I don't think we were. I think we just lived for a really long time until we had to leave.
yeah, because time didn't exist.
There we go.
Time didn't exist. So, yeah, but as changelings, you are born again and again and again, because even though the Sundering happened about like 1,000 years ago, 1,000 years is still a long time to be reborn again and again and again.
Oh, actually, in that case, he will change the statement. He won't remember iterations because he's an Arcadian cheat. Continue.
Yeah. So, after so this life you're living is not your first life. You have a soul that's going through centuries and travels through time, is born then again and again and again.
Oh.
Oh.
That is why. Oh, I'm sorry, my friend.
Oh no! Please go ahead. I was just saying that is a lot of stories.
Well, that's also why you have more than one name. The name you're probably going by is your human name. For example, my human name that I was born with in this time is Blake. But the name of my Fae, of who I am, is Fraugar. Fraugar has a name that has been used for millennia.
Oh.
At your seeing, at your seeing, you will recover all of your names.
We
Yeah.
we have more than two.
That doesn't sound
Yes.
especially comfortable.
Oh.
Well, there's a bit of a gimmick. So, like I said, there's the human name, the Fae name, which you go with through the ages, and then there is your true name. Never give out your true name. Never. Do not speak it. Do not utter it. Do not let anybody hear it.
There are incredibly powerful and incredibly old magics that can discern true names. They are lethal, they are dangerous, and in the wrong hands, they can unfortunately cause great ill.
You've all heard, more than likely, fairy tales that names are very powerful to the Fae, right?
Rumpelstiltskin, for example.
Exactly.
Of course.
Names have power. And if you hand someone your true name, they will have absolute power over you. And that is not good.
No, it's not. It is the damnation of yourself because they, in that moment, control you. It's like the old magic. If you have a piece of someone's hair, a tooth, a nail clipping, you have a piece of them, and you can wreak terrible things. What happens if you have the name that is upon their very soul? Contemplate.
Rhiannon looks rather alarmed and just like one hand goes up to her hair, like, what?
But that's not to worry. You don't know your true name yet, so it's all good.
I'm surprised you haven't been the same in the amount of time you've been here.
I mean, a scening is usually takes about a year and a day.
Ah, yes. You're right.
But my lord, you have to learn about the dreaming, about the gifts, about others, about everybody involved.
Yet, it's become painfully evident that they have not been assigned someone to teach them.
Oh, that is true.
Oh, how sad.
Pepper's been helping. Or, Lady Pepper? She gives
At least
a brief, hopeless shrug.
Slightly accusing look. Like, you didn't tell me?
It's complicated. Heather, you're breathing into your microphone again.
Sorry, is that better?
Yes.
By the way, sorry, is Pepper going by Sir Pepper or Lady Pepper? Because you can do both.
Pepper is trying really hard to just go by Pepper, but it's not working out for her.
You have a title. Deal with it.
Womp womp.
Yep.
Ultimately, you should have been assigned, but mind you, you look at Frogger and he'll say, the kingdom is in such a state, I don't think that we have many people to spare, let's be honest.
And he turns to Rhiannon and Manny. If you're willing, I can tell you and teach you all that I know.
I would be honored.
An idea occurs. He'll say, and he'll raise a finger. He'll say, there are 3 of us here. There are 3 people here, each one who needs a teacher. There's Hodge, he'll say, and he'll say, Hodge, you said that you were interested in learning to make things. And you were interested in, you were an architect.
Yes, that is correct, Your Excellency. I'm most interested in learning to make things and help the freehold. He'll smile.
That's great. As I'm a member of House Dougal, etc., I would be honored in helping you understand the way.
He'll be surprised, but he'll give a very kind of polite bow. It would be an honor, Your Excellency.
He will look at Frogger and he'll say, it is better when you teach one-on-one, because then you have more of a chance to understand truly your student.
A wisdom, Your Excellency.
So I will take Hodge as my student. In that case, he will denote the tiny satyr, and he'll also denote the seal lady, who require education.
Pepper makes an innocent face. Such an innocent face.
Frogger knows that Pepper still needs education.
It's the face that
Man,
is
look at that cloud over there. Fucking
also-
cloud shaped as fuck.
It's the only reason that he hasn't noted out Pepper is because from his perspective, he assumes that the Duke Dougal is going to teach her things.
Yeah.
That'd be nice.
You know what they say about assumptions.
I was going to say, look at the bright side. What's wrong? What could possibly go wrong with being taught by someone in the grips of Bedlam?
It's okay.
absolutely nothing.
Frogger will still teach her shit. If she wants to learn shit.
Oh,
She
she will.
does a lot of shit.
Fucking class time with Frograr. Just story time. Please let us have story time with Frograr.
And that one was a
Yeah.
day when
I
the
get-
sun turned blue.
I'm so ready for like scenes of teaching with Titangel where he's just like deadpan and monotone, and Manny's excited as hell. I'm ready.
Oh,
He does occasionally show emotion. He cried once.
He got angry.
Was it at the Notebook?
Guys, in character, please.
Frogger will turn his attention towards Lady Aelin, and he'll say, Your ladyship, do you currently have a teacher?
It appears that I don't.
Oh, traveling. Which house are you a part of?
House Fiona.
Then that answers that question. He will denote Lady Celestis, and he will say, Lady Celestis is already a member of your house. I think that would suit rather well.
Yes, I would be more than happy to teach you everything I know, Lady Aelin.
She
There is a
smiles.
beaming smile on Raven's face.
She has returned with another beaming smile.
And of course, you are welcome as well, Sir Cobblespatch.
He still has a zip across his mouth, and you get a very animated crab as he throws his claws around in the air and gives a bow.
She will give a polite bow in return to Sir Cobblespatch. She doesn't speak crab with mouth zippered shut yet, but I suspect she may learn.
Hudson. Oh, go ahead, Katie.
Speaking of teaching, Your Excellency, I was able to watch on as my liege crafted this, and points up at the circlet she's wearing, which is obscenely, like, very fancy. Very fancy.
You will get a single Dougal nod of approval. They are incredibly rare. You get a single Dougal nod of approval. Continue.
I was wondering, I don't necessarily intend to learn how to do it myself, but perhaps as you work on this hammer, is there a chance that you could teach me what goes into it? How these things are done? I'd very much like to understand better.
You will say, I sense that you wish to learn how it is that magic is woven into the solid form, and that is definitely something that I can aid in the concept of, yes, if it's something you wish to learn.
Sorry, I'm trying not to laugh. Hold on.
What is happening, Katie?
A single Dougal noodle approval.
I'm train wrecking things. That's why I'm here.
Okay, there.
Okay. Just, you know, little nod. The doe ears have like popped up. Noddle.
I also eventually have to see to the getting of my county into some semblance of order. So, in that case, he will look between Frogra and Tiny Satyr and he'll say, it would appear as though this will be the new matchup for you, little one.
Of course.
Beaming, towering troll standing over the little satyr. Hello there!
There's a slight lean towards Tadgel. She's just like, I think he would take well to teaching. Like, nodding approval, like, yes, good decision. Well done, Your Excellency. Like, noddle.
He will say, indeed. There are powers in stories, and I'm sure Frogra has many.
He blushes a bit.
He will his face will go grave all of a sudden. He'll look at Crib, and he'll say, I assume there has been no improvement of the sick.
They are kept at bay. And he mumbles for a second. The colony is doing well. They are surviving. Supplies are always fruitful, but people seem to get tired of fresh fruit and vegetables and would like more sustainable meals. But that is beyond what I'm able to provide at current.
I'll speak to
You
Duke.
need help with food?
He'll turn and he'll say, that is an excellent idea. He'll look and he'll say, Rhiannon, that is your name, isn't it?
Yes, Your Excellency.
Do you, have I told you what it is that Squire Crib, or sorry, not Squire Crib, what Sir Crib is doing for the kingdom?
He's taking care of those beset by the plague.
Correct. Would it be within your power to perhaps aid us in the supplying of food to encheer those who require encheerment?
I believe so. I manage the restaurant. I'm not the sole chef, so my presence is certainly not required on a daily basis.
He will raise a hand and he'll say, how much money ordinary money. Does your restaurant make in an evening? Give or take. Your take-in, essentially.
Approximately euro something. I have no idea.
That's
She'll name a reasonable sounding
I was
sum
gonna say,
for a nice restaurant.
Is it an incredibly upmarket kind of place, or is it more kind of, pseudo?
What's your resources at?
2.
Yeah.
She's leasing the building, she's not owning it, and she pays her staff quite well.
Okay. Tintagel will say, I will make an agreement with you. I will happily pay what it is you would averagely earn in a night, plus half extra on top of that, if you will agree to cook for us for, say, the next 2 to 3 weeks, to cook for us exclusively, until such time as this plague is dealt with.
And she kind of like cocks her head to the side, frowning slightly, like clearly mentally she's running through her calendar, like making sure she doesn't actually have any catering contacts or dinners set up. Just a few weeks, Your Excellency?
By that time, we should hopefully have the remedy created, in which case the plague will be able to be broken. So yes, I should estimate 2 to 3 weeks.
Just running the kitchen, closing the dining room, it should be entirely doable. I can claim it's for retraining or a new menu, perhaps.
Well, if you're not the only one cooking, your restaurant could potentially still run on its own. If you were the only one who's needed to cook for this.
Oh, I think you misunderstand, Miss Pepper. I'm hiring the kitchen because we have that many people
Oh,
who are
Yes,
ill.
for that I would need assistance.
He'll look up at Crib and he'll say, if the food is brought, I assume we can find people to curry it. I assume that would be agreeable to you.
I can make a path to where food can be brought, and if food is delivered to a location, I can pick it up and transmit it safely.
Of course.
I will lend you Aja, as there'll be an awful lot to carry, and she's very good at carrying an awful lot.
I have an infinite number of stone bears.
Stone what?
That you do.
Stone bear. Bears made of stone.
Oh,
Yes,
that is
stone
what he
bears.
said.
Just like little Dave here. It's a fire element, and you pull out Dave again.
And,
She kind of
and in this chance,
That's
the Slua will
adorable.
warm the whiskey over the salamander's head.
Whoa! Oh, that is adorable.
Blah.
it sneezes lava.
Oh, don't you worry, it's not anything too hot, and he kind of dusts off his chest.
I still think heat resistant or fire retardant clothing would be a good idea.
That's okay, my skin's already made for that.
Yours, Frauger, yes. The rest of us, not so much.
Oh, true. I forgot to mention it's on my lower third, but Fraugar, the patch, the bits of his body that aren't covered up, don't really look like skin. They more look like dragon scales.
It's a dragon tree. It's cool.
Okay.
Yes, a blue dragon tree.
But yes, as I said, all that currently remains before I can take the items to the Titan Forge is Featherwood, which is in the domain of those. He says the name of them. Evan can't remember them. They're basically a dreaming equivalent of a group of. They're basically a changeling equivalent of a group of birds that Kim created. They're like different species of birds as a kith, but I can't remember the name.
Ah, damn it. I know who you're talking about.
did you
Yes.
already get the silver then?
No, I also require the silver. Everything else has been seen to. Though I have an idea as to where to get the silver.
Oh, do you?
Yes. But it is highly dangerous, so I will go alone on this particular adventure. It also will, he contemplates, it is also not going to be a matter of, well, no, it will be a matter of the old ways, and I can only really, he'll look at Frogger and he'll say, actually, would you agree to accompany me as you can also remember the old ways?
It would be my honor.
Tiny
You
friend.
mean
have
the
a book?
actual ways?
It would be my honor. And my dream. And he
What
kind of
Sorry, what did Crib say?
He could take his piano
You
and
mean
then
the actual ways?
Yes, I mean the actual ways. Before the world forgot what it was.
Indeed.
Hmm.
It was such a good time. Things were proper.
What? It's no use. I've got it now.
We cannot change what is immutable fact. We merely must accept it and move on.
Everything can be changed. Even the stars in the sky.
Well, that is a debate. That is a topic of conversation. We can have it another day.
Indeed.
Don't get him started. He'll more than likely tell you about the time when he saw the stars being hung.
I remember that night.
It was beautiful. Like
Ah,
tinsel on a tree.
you've lit a fire under my heart. How much time does everybody have?
Beg
All
pardon?
of it.
Enough for a story. If
Depends.
And he kind of starts to wiggle his fingers.
Takes a long swig of the whiskey, sits down.
A long time ago.
Actually, I tell you what, Max. Before you begin your story, I'm the one hosting the scene, but I promised a player I would do a seeking with them, and it's already been like 40 minutes since I said I would do it.
Oh, Jesus.
Yes, I better go and actually do their seeking. However, if you guys want to throw up another hangout after this one, that's entirely fine. I just have to actually not be a dick and go and give them their seeking.
You can close this one with Detangel going, I have important business, and then just open another.
I don't even sound like me. Why do
Yes, you
hate
do.
me?
Yes,
You do.
yep.
Don't forget to put on airs.
Wow, that hurt me, Katie. Why do you have to hurt me?
Because
We heard
feelings.
the ones we love. Let me love you.
All right, thank you, players, for playing. Thank you, watchers, for watching. This has been another Scene in Darkness in Dublin. See part 2.